Good Wednesday evening, Southeast Texas. Welcome to 12 News Plus. We're going to take a detailed look at your forecast for the next 15 minutes. A weather impact alert is in effect for Southeast Texas. We got some very beneficial rains across the area today as a weak front stumbled into Southeast Texas. Still some rain on the lenses there. Over in Port Arthur, this view courtesy of Market Basket, part of the Roofing 911 Skycam network. So in your weather headlines, it looks mild and mainly dry through Friday across Southeast Texas. And then Saturday, we expect falling temperatures and quite a bit of wet weather on Saturday. So maybe not quite as cold as we saw yesterday. That's the change, is that it's kind of being pushed back a little bit slower. Sunday, we'll see the real cold weather start really moving on in. And that could spell some freezing rain, particularly up in the lakes area with sleet mixed in. Those are little BBs of ice. And again, maybe a little bit of freezing rain along Interstate 10. It all depends on where the freezing line ends up, and I don't think we're going to have that answer until maybe tomorrow at the earliest, and Friday will be probably the best chance of us seeing where those high-res models bring that freezing line up. This will make more sense as I get into the full weathercast here in just a second. Followed by that, this all moves out Sunday afternoon, and then the coldest weather of the season will be upon us, and it looks like 2 nights of hard, long-duration freezes. These will be pipe busters coming up Monday morning and Tuesday morning. So you will need to drip your pipes at the very least coming up Sunday night and Monday night across Southeast Texas. So again, a weather impact alert for freezing rain and maybe some sleet coming in Sunday morning, mainly in the lakes area, but can't discount a very little possibility and some light freezing rain even along I-10. Again, it just depends on where that freezing line ends up. Then it looks cold coming up Monday and Tuesday mornings across Southeast Texas. So as I've been saying, freezing rain, sleet, pretty good bet up in the lakes area. It's just too early to tell how much ice accumulation you will get up that way. And I'm not ready to give up along Interstate 10 for some patchy light freezing rain here, even here in portions of the Triangle. Then the coldest weather of the season arrives Monday and Tuesday mornings across Southeast Texas. You got that? Monday and Tuesday mornings, you will need to take care of your pets, plants, pipes, people, the whole bit. So you will need to be careful heating your homes. You will need to be prepared for dripping your pipes, dripping your faucets coming up Sunday night into Monday, and again Monday night into Tuesday morning across the area. So a winter storm watch has been issued from about Beaumont northwards through the lakes area. That's until 6 p.m. on Sunday. We think it'll be out of here by then. But what this means is that there's a potential for freezing rain and sleet across Southeast Texas. I think the deepest, coldest air will be up in the lakes area. So you will see freezing rain and also some sleet in there. If it does anything here along I-10 from Winnie, Beaumont back over towards Orange and Vidor, it would be freezing rain because it's going to be a very shallow, cold air mass. But as you move away from the Triangle up towards the lakes area, the cold air towards the surface deepens, and that will give the drops, the hydrometeors, the raindrops, chance enough to refreeze into BBs of ice, possibly up in the lakes area. Okay. And then we have a cold weather advisory. This was the old way of saying a wind chill advisory across Southeast Texas because we expect wind chills could get down into the upper single digits, certainly closer to 10, 12 degrees up in the lakes area Monday morning, and the lower and middle teens here in the Triangle is what it's going to feel like coming up Monday across Southeast Texas. So we've been showing you this since Monday, if you remember, that we thought that there was a chance of something as far as wintry weather across Southeast Texas. The European continues from around Votah to Kirbyville. That's the freezing line. South of that is the cold rain. North of it, freezing temperatures, cold enough for sleet and freezing rain up that way. That's what the European has been doing since Monday. Now the GFS flip-flops again. It's back to colder again. This morning's run had it generally north along over towards Salesbeat, but now we're along I-10 once again. Let's try that again. That the freeze line is, there we go. The freeze line is back down to along I-10. So it's basically trying to force more cold air closer to the triangle. So it's just too early to tell on these global models which model is correct as far as where that freeze line will end up. That's why we need high-res modeling. Those high-res models only go out 48 hours, and we're not within the window of Sunday morning. So Sunday morning, back Saturday morning, Friday morning, that's 48 hours, will give us a pretty good chance of seeing where this freeze line will end up. So as I said, those were two single run models. They have a tendency to flip-flop. We're looking at ensemble modeling here, and I basically have made one single graphic based on the ensemble modeling. Ensemble modeling shows 50 runs or possibilities of what is going to happen as we head towards Sunday morning. For the lakes area, 64% of those 50 runs show freezing rain and sleet up in the lakes area. They come down since the 24 or 36% we had 2 days ago. The model has gone with fewer of those individual runs showing freezing rain over the triangle. So it's about a 12% chance, but it's not zero. And it would be from I-10 northwards. Those rain chances or the freezing rain and sleet would get better. So again, what's the difference between freezing rain and sleet? It all depends upon the elevated warm layer. And you're like, what is that? Well, let's just do it this way. Snow, cold all the way from the ground, all the way up to the clouds. There's no warm layers. Rain, from the cloud layer all the way down to the ground, it's above freezing. Got that? That's why it's liquid. With freezing rain, there's a very shallow layer of freezing temperatures. Okay? So we're talking maybe 1,000 to 2,000 feet. Very shallow. So it falls as snow from the cloud layer. It melts because of this large area of warm air. This is in the atmosphere. This is about 2,000 feet all the way up to the cloud layer. It falls, melts, and then anything that is in that freezing layer close to the surface will be glazed over with ice. We're talking tree limbs, we're talking power lines, we're talking overpasses, we're talking cars. Anything will be coated by ice if you have freezing rain. Freezing rain is the worst. If you remember the ice storm of '97, you know what I'm talking about. I don't think it's going to get that bad, but I hope not. Then we're talking about sleet. If you know what a BB is, that's what a sleet ball. It's a little ball of ice. So what happens is from the cloud layer, the snow comes down and it hits a layer of warm air. But because the cold layer in this particular weather setup is deeper or thicker than the freezing rain layer of cold air, this deeper layer is allowing the more time for it to refreeze as it heads towards the ground. See, here you don't have enough time to refreeze those rain droplets into BBs of ice, but you do with sleet. So that's the difference between all the different types of precipitation. So we expect a 90% coverage of rain coming up Saturday with falling temperatures. Sunday morning, 50 to 60% coverage. It's not going to be all day. It's going to be in the morning before this all moves out, and then dry weather coming up Monday and Tuesday. Normal temperature 64. We expect 69 tomorrow. That's when you ought to make your preps. In other words, drip your faucets. You don't have to tomorrow, but get your pipes ready, get your house, get your animals ready for this cold weather spell. Friday, we're close to normal, and Saturday, we'll start off at 47 and fall all day to 42 here in Beaumont. It'll probably be into the, we'll go 38, 39 up in the lakes area by the end of the day. Sunday, that's our high temperature in Beaumont. You'll get just above freezing in the lakes area. Again, look at the red line. That's how low or how colder than normal it will be on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and we're closer to that by Wednesday. So we got a good 4 days of cold weather across southeast Texas. The beneficial rains that we saw this morning and afternoon are moving out of the picture. Could see some patchy fog tomorrow morning across southeast Texas, but a lot of 1 to 2 inches from, Orange back over towards Fannett and into South and Mid-County this afternoon. Across the state, it's chilly up north, fairly mild down in south. Nothing like what's going to happen on this map as we head through the next couple of days. Otherwise, this weak front will push through the area coming up tonight. That'll turn our winds to the north and east, and it looks like the rains will be ending over the next couple of hours. And again, can't rule out some patchy fog in the morning. Lower 50s lakes, mid to upper 50s triangle. Then tomorrow, if we're lucky, we get a little bit of sun tomorrow afternoon. That will push us up into the mid to upper 60s across southeast Texas. On the Gulf, slightly choppy seas around 2 feet. We'll see easterly winds at 5 to 10 knots, water temperature at 62. Our forecast tonight. A few showers left over here the next hour or two. Otherwise cloudy with patchy fog, lower 50s lakes, and into the middle to upper 50s here in the triangle with light northeasterly winds going calm. Again, could see some patchy fog across southeast Texas tomorrow morning. Let's see, there's 7 a.m., so it could be thick in some spots, so keep that in mind. Then tomorrow we'll go partly sunny, no rain expected, very mild day, above normal temperatures expected. So this is a good day to put that pipe wrap on and get things ready around the house for this extended cold weather period. So Thursday and Friday look very mild. Saturday, the front comes through, the first front, the front comes through, and it's a good chance of rain. We're going with a red or a weather impact alert for Saturday night because of the widespread rain. That will change your outdoor activities. Then Sunday morning, temperatures get cold enough, like I think they will here in Beaumont, could have a little bit of icing. So I fully expect TxDOT to be sanding the elevated structures, overpasses, things like that down, probably here in Beaumont. The rain will not be lasting all day. We think that this will be moving out, and we may even see some sun Sunday afternoon, but we're going to be hard pressed to get out of the mid-30s coming up on Sunday. And it is going to be windy across the area. That opens the door to a very cold Monday morning in Beaumont, 21. We're talking 18 up in the lakes area. And then Tuesday morning, looking at a hard freeze, probably the mid-teens up in the lakes area, and closer to 20 to the low to mid-20s here in the triangle before we start the warming trend. So again, Saturday night we begin the weather impact alert because of the rain. Then Sunday morning it will be the potential for freezing precipitation. And then Monday morning because of the wind chills and freezing hard freezes. And Tuesday morning a hard freeze. The impacts, well, it's a little too early as far as any ice accumulations. But we know it's going to be cold, so be prepared for that. And keep abreast of the weather. Download our 12 News Now app. Again, this will be in addition to the hard freeze that we're expecting coming up on Monday morning across southeast Texas. These are wind chills. This is not the actual temperature. This is what it will feel like coming up on Monday morning when you're talking of winds gusting 5 to 10, maybe even closer to 20 miles an hour at times, and you're talking temperatures into the upper teens and lower 20s. It is certainly going to feel like January coming up on Monday. Then the hard freeze is what we expect as we head towards Tuesday morning. Burkeville, maybe it's 15 here on this. Don't be surprised at 13, 14, 15 up in the Burkeville, but you could see this is going to be a long duration hard freeze. This will be a pipe buster coming up Sunday night into Monday and Monday night into Tuesday morning. But we expect Tuesday morning to be the coldest, about 20 along I-10, could be even into the mid-20s here into Port Arthur. So again, be prepared for that. Otherwise, as we recap real quickly, Saturday we are issuing a weather impact alert for widespread rainfall. Then we think it's going to be cold enough for freezing rain up into the lakes area, and also sleet. Could be a little sleet, I should say a little freezing rain even here in the triangle. Amounts look light though. I think most of this activity will be out of here Sunday afternoon, as we may even see some sun, but we're going to be hard pressed to get out of the 30s on Sunday. You need to drip Sunday night into Monday, as it will be a hard freeze coming up Monday.